computer, man.
Straight, man. All right, first we want to say shalom, call Allah, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shah. My brother Gideon Ben Israel to my right.
You'll say.
Sorry.
Brother Tobias.
Brother Ezekiel.
All right, man. You know what I'm saying? We just wanna do. We here with another class. We the Hebrew Israelite sons of God count. Here with another class today. We're gonna be dealing with the topic of going into, you know what I'm saying, Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be giving a different point of view, a different side of the story other than, you know what I'm saying, what we was taught in these school systems by, you know what I'm saying, the so-called white man, because our people have been educated about what this day really represents and how this day really what this day really originated from. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna be going into some articles and we're gonna be going into the precepts to try to, you know what I'm saying, bring edification to our people, to try to wake them up and bring them, you know what I'm saying, bringing them up out of this the ways of America, the ways of Babylon. So first I want to open up somebody grab Galatians 4 verse 16.
I got you.
All right.
Book of Galatians, chapter 4, and verse 16. Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth?
That's right, man. You know what I'm saying? We go out there, we try to teach our people, go into the highways and byways, you know what I'm saying, trying to wake our people up to who they really are, to their nationality. You know what I'm saying? We go out there and try to, you know, tell them the truth about these wicked holidays that they love celebrating so much. You know what I'm saying? They got a problem with. All we trying to do is inform them and enlighten them, you know what I'm saying, bring more information to, you know what I'm saying, what they're really engaging in, man. And because of that, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, brothers get verbally attacked. You know, so some brothers give physical attack because they attack us and they start looking at us as their enemies, all because, you know what I'm saying, we trying to, you know what I'm saying, bring the truth and try to bring some understanding to them. They look at us as the bad guy instead of looking at the one who they really should be looking at as the bad guy, the one who first taught them the lies, you know what I'm saying? But they don't look at the one who taught them the lies as their enemy. They look at their own people as their enemy. That goes back because we have a hatred towards each other, man. You know what I'm saying? Our people got a bad case of what is called Stockholm syndrome. You know what I'm saying? Our people love mouse, and if we telling them something that contradicts what the so-called white man tell them, they automatically got a problem with everything we say. They ain't even gonna, you know what I'm saying? They ain't even gonna look up. Then we say, well, first they tell us anything we say, they tell us to prove it. We prove it. You know what I'm saying? But they don't never tell the white man to prove nothing. Everything that comes out the so-called white man mouth is like his God speaking to them themselves. So you know what I'm saying? They get mad and they get angry with us for trying to enlighten them to this truth. You know what I'm saying? All they got to do, everything we bring out, we prove it. And all they got to do is take the time and look up these different things that we telling them. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to get into some articles. You know, any brother got any precepts or anything they want to say real quick?
Con, this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 31. It says, envy thou not the oppressor and choose on his ways. Thanksgiving, man. This is the ways of the oppressor, man. We basically celebrating the destruction and conquering of our own people, man. I'm not so sure too many people know, man, that the so-called natives, the Indians, man, were reclassified as so-called Negroes, man. So
right.
while you sitting up there eating that turkey, man, you basically celebrating the destruction of your own people, man. And it's like you look at what's going on overseas. I mean, you think those guys going to be sitting down with their oppressors and celebrating the day of things for them getting slaughtered over there, man? The only people that do that is so-called Native Americans, Negroes, and Hispanics, man. The Israelites that the Bible speak of. We the only people that celebrate the destruction of our own people, man.
That's right, man. That's like the small hats, man. If they had a day of celebrate if they had a national day of celebrate the Holocaust or whatever, you think they'll be celebrating that, man? No, because that represents them being, you know what I'm saying, their ancestors being destroyed. So like I was saying, man, while we were celebrating this, while we were following behind our oppressors, and we know who our oppressors, every nation oppressed us at one point in time in history. But right now, who's our main oppressor? The so-called white man. If you don't know the white man is your oppressor today, you've been hiding up on a rock somewhere. You know what I'm saying? The white man is oppressing the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. They've been oppressing us for over 500 years. You know what I'm saying? So scripture say, like the scripture just brought out, say, envy thou not thou oppressor, choose none of his ways. I mean, we shouldn't be following after the ways of the so-called white man, right? That's what we trying to, you know what I'm saying, educate our people on. So
Come, man. Even when you try to explain this stuff to them, man, they try to tell you, well, we ain't celebrating Thanksgiving, just a day to come together and eat some food or whatever, man. It's like you guys can come together as a family any day, man. Why the date is designated, to give homage to what the settlers did to our people.
Yeah, come.
And that's the thing about us as a people, man. Like Haggai 1:7.
Why you gotta eat turkey on? That's all I got out for right now.
You still can hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. I want to bring out Haggai 1:7.
I got one.
The book of Haggai.
Yeshaya, Ezekiel, you got it.
All right.
Haggai 1:7.
I'll get it.
Then Yeshaya gonna bring it out.
If not, I got it.
Oh, you got it? All right.
Yeah. This is the book of Haggai, chapter 1, verse 7. Thus said the Lord of hosts, consider your ways.
And that's the thing about us as a people. We don't consider nothing. First thing we hear, like you say, envy not our oppressor, whatever they give us, we run with it. They make it seem like it's a day we supposed to get with our family, all we thinking about is eating, drinking, just having a good time. We don't consider none of our way. We don't consider where these days come from, where how it started. All we want to do, Black people, Native American, Hispanic, all we want to do is just find a way to have a good time, find an excuse to have a good time. We don't consider our ways, and if we start educating ourselves, going and reading a book, we can consider where this stuff come from. And like you said, we know it come from our oppressor and what they did to our people, and we consider our ways, we'll stay away from that this stuff.
Come, man. They don't want to consider, bro. They just want to, party, eat, and have a good time. Man. That's what it's all about.
And that's it. Yeah.
I mean, that's how they keep our people destroyed, man. You know what I'm saying?
Bring it out, man. That Hosea 4:6, man. This is the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. It says, It said, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou should be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children. So yeah, it goes along with what I was saying, man. He said, my people, because the Lord is only concerned with his people. And who are his people? His people are the nation of Israel, so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Despite, what they told you about those people over there that's in the land of Israel now, those are not God's chosen people. You know what I'm saying? We the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, who are suffering oppression, who are under these curses, we are God's chosen people. So the Lord said we are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Why? Because we lack the knowledge of who we are. You know what I'm saying? And because of that, we lack the knowledge of who we are. We lack the knowledge of knowing we're supposed to keep God's laws, statutes, and commandments. Because the knowledge is the law, statutes, and commandments according to Malachi 2, verse 7. And the Lord said, because we have forgotten the law, he will also forget, our children. That's why the Lord allowed these other nations, to come over us, to conquer us, overtake us, and enslave us. Because why? We stopped keeping the laws of God. So the Lord said, man, we made a covenant with the Lord. When we came out, when Moses and Aaron, was sent to deliver our forefathers out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage, we came into a covenant with the Lord in the wilderness. And we told him, when them commandments was presented to us, that all that thou said we will do. And then what we did, we broke the commandment. That's why the Lord allowed these other nations to come on us and overtake us and basically, destroy us, man. So that's why we're destroyed as a people. So the Lord forgot us. We was in slavery. We going through the things that we were going through. The Lord allowed that to happen for a point in time for us to make supplication, for us to repent and come back to serving our true God. Once we do that, once that number is sealed, that's when the Lord is going to come back and deliver us from the hands of our enemies. Right.
Exodus 23:2, man. Thou shalt not follow multitude to do evil. I mean, this man right here, man. I mean, it's predicated off evil, man. The evil that was committed against our people, man. The genocide that was committed against our people, man. You ain't supposed to be, joining with your oppressor, man, to celebrate the destruction of, even if they weren't our people, man. You celebrate the destruction, you know what I'm saying, the genocide of a people, man. That was, this, they were here first. This was they land, and the settlers come over here, man, and bring all type of diseases. Make treaties, break those treaties, and then put up borders to keep them out of the land that was theirs. You know what I'm saying? So
to come bring that second Ezra 13 out to prove that they came, to prove that the Native American Indians was over here before the Spanish conquistadors or the English colonizers came over here, man. So they try to say that you know what I'm saying, what we taught in schools, I know what we was taught, you know what I'm saying, when I was growing up in school. You know what I'm saying? We was taught that the Spanish conquistadors, mainly led by Christopher Columbus, and these people were funded by the small head. They were funded by them to come over here. They try to tell us that Christopher Columbus came over here and discovered this place. Man, that's an insult to our intelligence, man. How the hell a man gonna come discover a land where you had a whole millions of people already living there? How the hell he discovered it, man? Like I said, they insult our intelligence just by, you know what I'm saying some stupid stuff like that. But these are the lies that Esau teaches in these so-called education systems. Because these schools, these learning institutions that Esau set up was basically, they wasn't set up to teach us truth, not according to the Bible. I mean, not according to history anyway. They were set up to indoctrinate us. You know what I'm saying? Indoctrinate us, to keep us being good, obedient slaves, to keep their kingdom running, man. But bring that up.
God, this is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, man, starting at verse 39. It says, "Whereas thou sawest that he gathered another peaceful multitude unto him, those are the 10 tribes which were carried away."
So it's speaking about the 10 tribes, right? The northern kingdom of Israel. They make up the 10 tribes. So we say out so-called Hispanics and Native Americans, right? According to Bible prophecy and according to history, everything else we can prove that the northern tribes consist of the Hispanics and Native Americans, right? Read.
Verse 40, those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea, the king, whom Shalmaneser, the king of Assyria, led away captive.
Right. So when we came out of Egypt, you know what I'm saying? After we was brought into the land, we started going off again. We started, committing idolatry. So the Lord, when we go off, the Lord raises up other nations to basically be a punishment, to basically be a belt to whip us with. So he rose up the Assyrians to come against the northern kingdoms. They also came against the southern kingdom, but we repented and got right. So they didn't take us captive, but the Assyrians took the northern kingdom captive into the land of Assyria. Read.
So this is a book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea, the king, whom Shalmaneser, the king of Assyria, led away captive. He carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. Verse 41. But they took counsel among themselves that they would lead the multitude of the heathen and go forth.
So they had the right mind, They had the right mind, I'm saying? After the Assyrian captivity was over, I'm saying? They consulted with each other. Read.
Verse 41. They took counsel among themselves that they would lead the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt.
Right. And it said they went forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt. Now, notice it didn't say never mankind been before, because we know, during the time of King Solomon, his army with Hamites, they was coming over here to this side of the world. You can read about that in the book of Kings. They was coming back and forth over here, but they didn't make this place their permanent home. They just came over here, got different things, and brought them back to that side of the world. So that's how the northern tribe knew about this side of the world. You know what I'm saying? How else would they know there's a whole other side of the world if people ain't already know about this? So they knew about this land. So they took counsel amongst each other and said they were gonna come over here and they were gonna make this place their home, and here they were gonna try to keep, the laws, statutes, and commandments. But they started going off too. That's why the Lord rose up those so-called white men to come over here, because the northern kingdom started going off. They started sacrificing, humans, eating organs and all that. So But yeah, so they came over and dwelt here before any white, you know what I'm saying, English colonizer or any Spanish conquistador came over. So Christopher Columbus did not discover America, man.
Come. So verse 41, but they took counsel among themselves that they would lead the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, that they might keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into the Euphrates by the narrow places of the river. For the Most High then showed signs for them and held still the flood till they
So
were
yeah,
passed
so the
over.
Most High, what it means, say he held still the flood. I mean, he wasn't allowing those storms, you know what I'm saying, to happen while they was coming over. He made their way over here peaceful. He wasn't allowing no hurricanes to come and destroy them by no tsunamis, any type of different tropical storm that can happen. You know what I'm saying, the sea. He kept the seas calm. That's what it means that he had held still the flood. So finish out. I think you froze. Unmute your mic, Tobias. Tobias, unmute your mic.
All right. Okay. All right. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely a year and a half, and the same region is called Osiris.
Right, Osiris. Osiris, when you look up what the meaning of Osiris means, another land. And you can go into the so-called Jewish encyclopedia. They said Christopher Columbus identified America as being Osiris. Even when you watch the movie, I think the movie called 1492, if I ain't mistaken, it's about Christopher. Yeah, that's what it's called. It's about Christopher Columbus trying to sail over here. He mentioned the Book of Esdras in that movie. So you know what I'm saying? They knew who they was coming over here for. They knew the 10 tribes of Israel was over here dwelling or living because they knew they had our records. They had our records too. So they knew this where the 10 tribes of Israel came. You know, they told us that lie like they didn't know what they were selling to. They didn't know where they were coming. They thought they was in what they say they thought they was in India or somewhere. That's why they called them Indians, man. That's all lies, man. Everything Esau basically told you about history is all based off lies, man. When the Spanish, the so-called white man came over here, they knew exactly who they was coming over here. They knew exactly who they was going to see. That's why they had Hebrew interpreters on the ships with them, man. Why? So because they knew they were coming over here they were going to encounter the Hebrew Israelites. They knew they spoke Hebrew, man. That's why they had a translator on the boat, on the ships with them to be able to translate the languages and what they were saying, you know, back and forth with each other.
Man. Hey, man, this is out of, I believe this book is called It Began with Columbus, man. Page 27. Says, for the people of the Americas, the arrival of Columbus was hardly a blessing. On his first day, October 12, 1492, the explorer wrote in his diary, I took some of the natives by force. You know, I mean, he raped them, you know what I'm saying? If you're talking about juveniles, I mean, he took some natives by force. He forced himself on them. He later found the original inhabitants to be traceable, peaceable, and concluded, there is not in the world a better nation. His response as a European was to say that Indians must be made to work and adopt our ways, man. So they came over here, man, found a peaceful people that wasn't doing no harm to them. And you know, basically committed all types of violence against them. The first thing he did was, you know, rape some of them and then force their ways onto them, man. Force the ways of the European onto them, you know what I'm saying? Christopher Columbus, whose unique seamanship and courage had opened the Americas to European penetration, also began the transatlantic slave trade. He started by shipping 10 chain Iroquois men and women to Seville, Spain in 1498. He wrote enthusiastically to the King Ferdinand and Queen Elizabeth about the business possibilities. From here, in the name of the Blessed Trinity, we can send all the slaves that we can that can be sold. When he loaded 1,100 Taino men and women aboard 4 Spanish ships, the crowding and stormy Atlantic crossing took a fearful toll. Only 300 survived, but Columbus and Spain had decided to continue the profitable slave trade from the Americas. Seville became the slave capital of Spain. So, man, he came over here, man. And not only did, we, the Southern Kingdom, enslaved, but it started with our Northern Kingdom brothers. You know what I'm saying? He put them on slave ship and started sending them over to Spain, man. So, Christopher Columbus, man, I mean, they even made that dude even made a holiday after that guy, man. He wasn't a murderer, bro. So when you celebrate that, even if you don't celebrate Columbus Day now, you basically celebrating Thanksgiving. You celebrate when he started with is the destruction of our people, huh?
Right, man. That's a cut too. That's some good information, man. Cause that's a cut to the all 12 tribes are Negro. You know what I'm saying? For the Israelites that don't believe that, you know what I'm saying, the Native Americans and so-called Mexicans are part of the 12 tribes too. Because they try to say, well, they weren't taking on ships and all that. But they were taking on ships, man. Like you said, when they came over, they took them to Spain, different places throughout Europe. And when you go dig into it, they took them to, you know what I'm saying, to different places in the north parts of Africa too, man. And to the other different Caribbean islands around, man. So they fit the curses just like we fit the curses, man. And the Lord said, the curses are gonna be a sign to let you know who my people are. So if they got this sign, which is the curses on them too, then hey, we gotta all come to the conclusion that they are part of the nation of Israel too, man.
Man. Hey, didn't they recently find some slave ships off the coast of Yucatan or Mexico down there somewhere, man?
I think I read up on that.
Yeah, he was hold on for a minute.
But yeah, like I was saying too, man, they even made a day, you know what I'm saying, giving a day in honor of Christopher Columbus. So they made a day in honor of celebrating a serial killer, man. Because Christopher Columbus was a serial killer, man. They killed, like he said, he led the wars over here. They came over, they killed millions of our people, man. He was a serial killer and a serial rapist. And they gave this damn Edomite, this devil, a holiday, man.
Come on, man. This is a book right here, man. It's called Yucatan Before and After the Conquest, man. It supports what 2nd Ezra 13 stated about how the Northern Kingdom got over here, man. This is from page 8. It says, some old men of Yucatan say that they have heard from their ancestors that this country was peopled by a certain race who came from the east, whom God delivered by opening for them 12 roads through the sea. If this is true, all the inhabitants of the Indies must be of Jewish descent, because the Straits of Magellan having passed, they must have spread over more than 2,000 leagues of territory now governed by Spain. But so this is more or less a history book, man, that is going back and providing support to what the scripture said in second Ezra with regards to how our people came over here to this side of the world. If any one of you brothers got something, man.
Hey, y'all say something right quick, man. We on an important phone call right now.
All right.
You got a scripture you want to bring out?
Yeah. Let's see. Go to Romans 11:9. It's showing you why this don't get taught in the churches, you know, and the reason why our people are so lost, you know. Romans 11 and we start at 7. Say what then?
We'll bring it out for y'all.
Go ahead. Start at 7.
Get that Romans 11 verse 7. So start at verse 7.
Yeah.
What then Israel hath not obtained? They said, what then Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blind.
According like we've been bringing out the whole time, you know, they seeking for something, you know, but they can't find it because they've been blinded by it. But the elect, the prophet that's on there right now, we have attained these things. but the rest of them have been blind, and that's why like Ezekiel can go find books that have been written, which we didn't even supposed to know existed, and we can go and see the history matching up with the Bible. But the rest of like the pastors and all these people, they can't bring this out because they've been blinded. God has blinded their mind. Read verse 8.
Verse 8. It said, according as it is written, God hath given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear, until this day.
And down to this day, they in a spirit of slumber. They got eyes, but they can't see. Meaning they got ears and can't hear. They have no understanding. So when these pastors look into these scriptures, they cannot see the thing that we bringing out. It's like it's a spiritual blindness to them. It's like, man, y'all teaching hate. It ain't nothing wrong with it. We just having fun with the family. We just want to spend time with the family. I ain't seen grandma. Bro, grandma live right down the street. You can go see grandmama when you get ready, you know. But they use these as excuses to celebrate the holidays and all these pagan days. And they use it as an excuse just to keep doing it. But that's that spiritual blindness that have been put on them. That slumber, that sleep that they didn't put that the Lord has put them in. But now the prophets are back on earth, and we going into these scriptures, and when we bring these scriptures out, it's like, oh man, y'all in the coat. Oh man, y'all want to have fun. Y'all want to take this from us, man. It ain't that serious. God ain't gonna kill you for this. God ain't gonna kill you for that. It's in the scripture, you know. So when we bring these things out, we can tell, like the Virgin said, until this very day, most of our people are still spiritually asleep. And they don't, and a lot of them don't want to wake up. You know, they like living in the sin that they living in. Because once we start bringing out the truth, it means you got to change something. And if they got to change something, little man, you trying to take away. It seems as we trying to take away their fun, and that's the thing that they ain't with that, you know. So you know, the pastor ain't trying to.
The thing about it is, man, we got our own, you know what I'm saying, high holidays, you know what I'm saying, the Lord gives us in the Bible to celebrate. You know what I'm saying? We got a high holiday coming up, you know what I'm saying, what, about next week or week or two, called the Feast of Dedication, where most people know as Hanukkah. Hanukkah is Hebrew for dedication. You know what I'm saying? We got our own holidays, not holidays. We got our own holidays that the Lord gave us and set us apart from these other nations. So we want to be following behind that day, but we want to be like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like the scripture we brought out earlier, and we envy our oppressors instead of us wanting to follow after the ways of our ancestors. We want to follow after the true ancestors, our true ancestors, forefathers that were keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, and righteousness. We want to follow after the ways of the other nations and do what they do. Like you said, look like they having more fun than what we have. Man, we have plenty of fun on the feast days that we celebrate, man. Like you said, when we try to tell our people, like, look, man, start celebrating Thanksgiving and all the rest of these holidays. These holidays represent white supremacy. These are the holidays that we should be celebrating. And we can prove every holiday that we celebrate with the scriptures. Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, give you most of all the high holiday that we supposed to celebrate. And when you read the book of Esther, you know what I'm saying, you got a Feast of Purim now. You read the book of Maccabees, that's where you get the Feast of Dedication from. Christ even celebrated the Feast of Dedication. But we try to tell our people these are the days that we should be, you know what I'm saying, setting apart and get with our families and celebrate. They don't want to hear, like I just said, they say, you in a coat. What? I'm in a coat for celebrating the day that God told me to celebrate. But what you in? Then you celebrate. What? Prove to me why you celebrate the day that you celebrate that God wants you to celebrate those days. They can't prove nowhere in the Bible why they celebrate. Speaking about a lot of these Christians, why they celebrate these days that they celebrate. But then we can go into the Bible and show you the days that we celebrate and why we celebrate them and what they stand for, man. But like you said, they always use that, you know what I'm saying, my family this to make an excuse. So we're going to bring out Sirach 32:17. Bring it up.
17. Yeah, a sinful man will not be reproved.
So it's a sinful man. If you're a sinner is somebody that transgressed the law, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying? According to 1 John 3 and 4. You know what I'm saying? Romans 7 and 7, I think. You know what I'm saying? If you're a sinner, that means you're breaking the commandments of the Lord. So it says, sinful man will not be reproved. The word reprove means to be rebuked or corrected. So they don't want to be corrected. When we try to correct them on these pagan days, on these false white supremacy days that they celebrate, they don't want to hear nothing we got to say. They don't want to be corrected. They want to stay, stay spiritually asleep, man. They want to stay plugged up to the matrix. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead.
But find it an excuse according to it.
Right. So they find an excuse. Oh man, you know what I'm saying? It's just a day. Like I'll say, it's just a day that we, you know what I'm saying, celebrate with the family. They're gonna find every excuse to just disregard anything, any information we ever brought out. Because why? They're sinful people, and they want to continue to be sinful people. They want to continue on in those false traditions that they learned, you know what I'm saying, throughout the years of their life. Got something you want to say? You got something you want to say? Good. Ezekiel, you got something?
It sounds like you're talking. We don't hear.
Hey, we can't hear you. Nah. Nah, we can't hear you. But anyway, bring out Sirach 33 and 7.
33 and 7?
Yeah, 33 and 7. Like you say, man, all we trying to do is just, try to enlighten our people. All we doing is trying to inform our people, because, hey, we got love for our people, man. We trying to basically get our, get our people, rise our people up, so we can get out of these captivity. If you're a so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American, and you tired of living in the condition that we in, you tired of being oppressed by the other nations, you tired of being the bottom nation out of all nations on earth, man, come back to these laws, statutes, commandments. That's all you got to do. And the Lord, the Lord will deliver us, man. The Lord will put us back as being that top nation on earth that we was created to be from the start, man. We wasn't created to be at the bottom. But like you said, because we went off, because we broke that covenant, that curse came upon us when the Lord said, you should be the tail. Other nations are gonna get above you very high, and you should fall very low, man. And we as a nation of people are in a very low, state right now, man. We just trying to rise our people up and wake our people up so we can get up out of these conditions, so we can go back to our homeland, which is not Africa, Israel, that's where that's our homeland, that's the land that the Most High gave to us as an inheritance. Right? Read that.
Why not one day excel? Yeah. Why not one day excel another, when as all the light of every day is in the year is of the sun?
Go ahead.
About 8.
Yeah.
By the knowledge of the Lord, they were deceived, and he altered seasons and feasts.
Keep going.
Some of them have he made high days.
Right. So we were just talking about it. He said, why do people excel, why do one day excel above another, right? But he said, so these days that we celebrate, these pagan days that we celebrate, our people excel. They honor these days, and they put these days at a very, very high esteem. But the Lord said, all these days, basically, man, these days don't mean nothing besides the days that I commanded to be, esteemed in a high regard, right? Finish that 8, bro.
And hallowed them, and some of them hath he made ordinary days.
Exactly. So the day, our people call Thanksgiving, this is just a regular, ordinary day, man. No, this wasn't a day hallowed or sanctified by the Most High, man. This is a day that the white man gave you to celebrate, man. So, come. You got some Ezekiel?
This is the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 2. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear.
Yeah, we hear you.
All right, it says, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is good and acceptable and perfect will of God. It's not the will of God that you celebrate the pagan days that the heathen enforced on us. You know what I'm saying? It's his will that we keep the holy days in Leviticus that he told us to keep. So you learning these ways, you learning the ways of the heathen, basically you make yourself an enemy of the Most High, man. That's stated in James chapter 4, verse 4. You know what I'm saying? So you got to renew your mind, man. Let all this stuff go that we learned here in America, man, Babylon, and keep the days that the Most High told us to keep, man. That's why we went into captivity in the first place. That's why these guys are celebrating conquering our people, man. It's because we sinned when we were in our own land, so the Most High sent us into captivity to serve on these heathen. That's why really there is a day of things, because had we not did that, they would not have been able to conquer us, man. So,
right.
We got to renew our minds, man. Come back to the law, statute, commandments as Most High told us to, man.
Right. Like you said, if you're a so-called white man, yeah, you should. You know what I'm saying? You should be celebrating Thanksgiving, man. Because like you say, it was a day that you was able to enslave God's chosen people. It was a day that you was able to take you this land that the Lord, you know what I'm saying, gave to the Native American Indian. It was a day that you was able to start, you know what I'm saying, rising back into power. So if you're a so-called white man, yeah, it is a day, like you say, it is a day that you should be giving thanks to God. But if you're a so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American, you shouldn't be celebrating this day, man. But our people, they want to fight against that, man. We try to, you know what I'm saying, wake our people up. Like you said, they want to fight against the bring that out. Surah 22:6.
Whoso teaches a fool is one who glueth a potsherd together, as he had, and as he that waketh one from a sound sleep.
That's right, man. So we trying to wake our people up, man, out of that sleep. You know what I'm saying? They not physically sleep, but that spiritual sleep that our people in and said, you know what I'm saying? You teach the fool is like one trying to wake somebody up from a sound sleep. When our people, you know how it is when you sound asleep, man. You know what I'm saying? You hear that alarm going on, but you don't want to be disturbed. You all grumpy. You doing everything. You know what I'm saying? Trying to keep on hitting the snooze button. Everything that, you know what I'm saying? Fight from getting up because you don't want to get up, man. That's how our people are. Cause we're that alarm, because we're sounding the alarm. We blowing the trumpet, sounding the alarm, trying to wake our people up, trying to give our people warning, trying to pull our people out of the matrix that they caught up in. And our people have a problem. They fighting with it just like they fight with that alarm clock, trying to hit it, throw it off the shelf, everything, man, to prevent from waking up. You know what I'm saying? So that's how our people are, man. They love being asleep. They don't want to wake up out of that sleep. They want to stay, you know what I'm saying, believing in everything the so-called white man has taught them, because it's more comfortable for them to, you know what I'm saying, continue on in these traditions. Like you said, they don't want to be looked at as being, you know what I'm saying, strange, weird, because, man, they don't celebrate Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? These other pagan holidays and pagan traditions that they follow behind. I'm going to the article. I really got something before we go into the other article.
I got one more. Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon 14:22.
I'll bring it up.
I'll bring it up. All right, go ahead.
Here's the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 22.
22.
Moreover, this was not enough for them, that they err in the knowledge of God, but whereas they live in a great war of ignorance, those so great plagues called they spake their peace.
So yeah, because they err in the knowledge of God, and they don't have the knowledge of God, like we saying, they spiritually blind. They're in a spirit. They're in a state of slumber. You know, and the pastors, they can't bring it out to them. They at war with ignorance. You know, they're ignorant about what's going on, and you know they ain't going to research to see where these things started at, how and where it came to effect. So, like I said, they didn't got to a place. It's like a plague to them. They didn't got to a place where they call this a time of peace. You know, it's time for the family to come together and give thanks. So they so ignorant to where this stuff come from and the origin of it, that they didn't put their mind at peace, and they starting to celebrate the death of their own destruction. They helping the white man celebrate the destruction to their own destruction, because it happened to their brothers, their forefathers and their foremothers, you know. So it's just like it happened to us. So we so ignorant about the thing and don't want to research it, that we actually celebrating the destruction of ourselves.
That's right, man. In what sense of that, man? Like you said, you celebrating the genocide of your own nation. It makes no sense.
Your own people. Yeah.
Bring out Proverbs 14:15.
It said the simple believeth every word.
That's right. So it said it's simple, man. Our people are simple as hell, man. Our people believe every damn thing this so-called white man told them, man. That made you got to be simple for that. Because why would you believe everything somebody told you that rape, rob, and murder your people, man? You think they ain't liars? You know what I'm saying? You think, oh, they rapists, they murderers. Well, they ain't gonna lie to you. Makes no sense. That's why I said it's simple, believe every word. Read.
But the prudent man looketh well into his going.
Right. Somebody prudent means to be wise. So somebody that's wise, you know what I'm saying, before they, you know what I'm saying, engage in anything, before they partake in anything, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna look and see, man, what I'm doing is that what type of you know what I'm saying substance is that for partaking in these believing in something that somebody told me. I'm gonna look and try to, you know what I'm saying, research these different things before I just, you know what I'm saying, just go all in on it and just follow behind me. That's what a wise man would do. He looking before, you know what I'm saying, he follow behind things. But our people are simple, our people are not wise. We don't look and research anything, man. We just everything, like you said, that proceeded out of the so-called white man mouth, we just follow behind it, man. We like sheep, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, sheep headed to the slaughter, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know, you know what I'm saying? You just like a sheep, don't know when the shepherds lead him, he about to be slaughtered. That's how our people are, man. Following behind the so-called white man, don't know we're about to be slaughtered, man. Okay. Ezekiel, you want to bring out some of the article, man? Can't hear you, y'all. Can't hear you. Bring out some of the article, man.
Okay.
But yeah, we finna just bring out some of these articles, man. You see how and see the point of view from the Native Americans. See, you know what I'm saying? See how they feel about Thanksgiving, man. Cause we never in school, you never heard the so-called Native Americans, you know what I'm saying? You never heard their point of view. Like you said, all we heard is the so-called white man point of view. You know, and why is that, man? Why we never, if these people play such a importance in this now holiday that we celebrate, why we never heard their point of view? Why we never had no Native American Indians in these schools being teachers and teaching us on these things, right? Why was always so-called white people teaching us on these things, man? You know what I'm saying? Of course, and we know, of course, the so-called white man, he wrote the narrative. So of course he's not gonna make himself look like a villain, man. He gonna make himself look like the hero. If you write a narrative, you ain't gonna make yourself look like this person that just came and did all these things to a whole nation of people. You're gonna make yourself look like a good guy. You make yourself look like the superhero, and you're gonna make everybody else look like, you know what I'm saying, the villain and the bad guy. So on the part of the story that we heard about this tradition that we follow the day of Thanksgiving is from the so-called white man. So we want to see how the natives feel about this day, man, what they think about it. So, Ezekiel, you want to say something? Ezekiel, you want?
We still can't hear you.
Yeah, read the article.
Yeah. We know. Yeah.
Oh, hey Ezekiel, try to go out there and refresh your page. Go ahead. I'm trying to call.
You want to go ahead?
Yeah.
Right. We know what we were taught in mainstream media and in schools is made up. It says, what's the one banal version of the story that what really happened? It said, yeah, it was all made up. It was Abraham Lincoln who used the theme of the Pilgrim and the Indian eating happily together. He was trying to calm things down during the Civil War when people were divided. It was like a nice unity story.
Say something up. Oh, you might need to go out there in that corner, refresh your page, man. Go out there, it's in the top right with them 3 little dots. Go out there and push it, you'll see the little arrow circle going around and refresh. Go ahead.
So it was a political thing. Yes, it was public relations. It was kind of genius in a way to get people to sit down and eat together. Families were divided during Civil War. So what really happened was we made a treaty. The leader of our nation at that time was Yellow Feather, and he made a treaty with John Carver, the first governor of the colony. They elected an official while they were still on the boat.
Hold on for a second. Say something, Zeke. Oh, you refresh your page. You went up there to the three dots up there and push that little circle. Say something, Ken. Let me call him to see. Continue.
Okay. Yeah, it says they made a treaty with John Carpenter, the first governor of the colony. They elected an official while they was on the boat. They had their charter. They
read this so I can read the other one. Got some more seats milk of Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Hey Ezekiel, Tobias, say something right quick. Like
Come, you hear me?
come on, we can hear y'all.
All right. I don't think we still can't hear Ezekiel.
Talk right quick, like Tobias. I'm trying to call Ezekiel, trying to tell him what to do.
All right, I'll bring out another precept. So for our family members that that want to celebrate these holidays, want to be a part of these holidays, especially something like Thanksgiving, because we make that example that we want it to be for family. We want to be around our family, but when you come into the knowledge of the truth, you come into the understanding of the truth, you got to separate from those that want to continue in those type of things. They continue into idolatry, because that's all Thanksgiving is, idolatry. So we got to separate from those type of things. So let's see, Sirach 7, Sirach 7, 1 and 2. Sirach 7, 1 and 2. It says, do no evil, so shall no harm come unto thee. Depart from the unjust, and iniquity shall turn away from thee. So God telling us to depart from the unjust, and those that's taking part in Thanksgiving and the rest of the holidays of the so-called white man. Those you taking part in unjust things, and when you sit and you even when you go to a Thanksgiving dinner, you sit down. They got unclean food at Thanksgiving. They got ham, which is pork, chitlins. They got all these unclean food at this at your Thanksgiving dinner. So you still in the midst of unjust. So the Sirach 7 and 2 telling you to depart from the unjust. So we don't even supposed to be a part of that. Any way you look at it, whether it's for family, we just want to be around friends, or we ain't seen this person in this long, and everybody off these days, so it's a good time to get together. We supposed to depart from anything that's unjust, anything that's unclean, and Psalm 14, is it Psalm 14? Psalm 4 and 14. That's what I want. Let's see. Psalms. Let's see. Psalms. Psalm.
What you looking for out?
All right. Psalm 14. What is it? About making the unclean thing clean. Who can make the unclean thing clean?
Who can bring an unclean thing out of a clean thing?
Yeah.
I
Psalm.
think that Job 14, ain't
Yeah,
it?
Job.
Job
My
14.
bad. Yeah, it is Job. I'm tripping. Yeah, Job. Job 14:4. So it says, who can bring a clean thing out of unclean? Not one. So we, by knowing that this holiday started off as a massacre, murder, we know all that unclean. And Job asked the question, who can bring an unclean thing? Who can bring a clean thing out of unclean? Not one. So it's no way we can dress up this holiday to make it now a clean thing or a peaceful thing. You know, it started off unclean, so it's gonna always be unclean. So we gotta get away from trying to please our family member, um, because that's that thing that gonna be a snap for you or a stumbling block for you is how much love you got for your family member or your mom or your dad, how guilty they can make you feel by you not being there. Like when we went to Romans 11,
Shalom.
Romans 11, I think we can hear you now. When we went to Romans 11, down to verse 9, it says, and David says, let their table be made a snare and a trap and a stumbling block and a recompense unto them. So the table that they prepared for themselves, it became a snare for them, and it's a stumbling block for them because not understanding what the scriptures mean. You got they can go precept upon precept, but they would fall back upon the sword, like Isaiah said, because they don't understand what they're reading. The book that been sealed up to them, and they can't understand what's in the book, and they can't bring out the knowledge in the book. So they fall, and the people that's following them, they gonna fall too because they got nobody to guide them. They got nobody to teach them. So they continue to follow the holiday, and then the church will dress certain things up, and instead of calling it what it is, they'll call it something else just to make it seem like it's okay to do these things. We just gonna give thanks. We want to thank God for bringing family together. So they get together and they thank God. But what God you think? You thinking white Jesus for the massacre of your people because you're not thinking the true God. We told you to stay away from the custom of the heathens. So when you get together and you want to give thanks and you want to ask God to thank you, you have to wonder what God are you asking for thanks? What God are you giving thanks to? You know, they still giving thanks to this white Jesus, to the white man, which they have actually set up as God. You know, that's their true God, the white man, because like Gideon said earlier, whatever the white man tell them, that's what they go with. That's what they believe in. You'll get some of when we bringing out the truth, they'll be like, man, that's a white man book. You don't want to believe in this book, but you will go and get another white man book to try to go against this so-called white man book. So either way, your God is the one that's pulling the string. Your God, the one that got strings on you. So either way, you worshiping an idol. You worshiping white Jesus. Either way.
That's right. Like you said, that's why you know what I'm saying, the Lord rose up men, you know what I'm saying, put the spirit back in the earth, you know what I'm saying, for the truth to come out, to raise up men to come out there, you know what I'm saying, and expose these lies that we've been taught here in Babylon the Great. We're gonna bring out 2 Corinthians 10, verse 5. Bring it up.
I got you.
Casting down.
Yeshaya got it.
All right.
Casting down imitation.
Imagination.
Casting down imagination and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of
That's
Christ.
right, man. Just like Brother Tobias was just bringing out, man. You know what I'm saying? How people had this imagination that this is a so-called white man book. And like he said, they'll go to another white man book to try to debunk what they consider the white man book. So we gotta cast that imagination down. We gotta cast that thought, so like that thought down that they have in their mind that this is a book written by white men. This is not a book being written by white men. That's the imagination that our people have. This is a book written by so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American men. It was written by them for them. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't written by white men and this book is not for everybody. This book is only for, you know what I'm saying, the Lord's chosen people. It was just that when we started getting conquered and captured by these other nations, they would take our records, they would take our books. And you can read about that in the book of Maccabees when it said we were having no wars, the Maccabean brothers were having no wars against the Greeks, you know what I'm saying, fighting against them, you know what I'm saying, for our people. It said they recovered the books out of the hands of the Gentiles to show you that they would get our records, man. And they wouldn't allow us they wouldn't want us to read, because they say anybody who was caught with the book of the law, they was putting them to death. Same thing they did over here in slavery, man. They call us reading the Bible, you know what I'm saying? We will get punished for that, man. But they know that book belongs to us. So we gotta cast that imagination down that this is a white man book, that God is white, that Jesus is white. And we gotta cast down these false, you know what I'm saying, holidays that our people are celebrating. We got to cast all that down and bring that into the obedience of the knowledge of the Most High to these scriptures, man. Because these scriptures are what cast down all these lies that we've been taught by our oppressors.
Man, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 147, verse 19. Says, he shows his word unto Jacob, his statutes and the judgment unto Israel. So he gave his law, statutes, commandments to us, man. He didn't give them to any other nation. He didn't give them to the so-called Edomites, man, who are the Caucasians today, man. He gave them to us. And as you said, this ain't the Edomite so-called white man's book, man. I mean, this book actually prophesies his destruction, bro. I mean, he's going to captivity. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is why they made this the number one book, man. When they forbid us to read, and when they had us in physical captivity, man.
That's right.
They made the Bible the number one book, man, that they didn't want us to read, bro. And why you think they're always trying to change stuff and remove complete books and verses out of the Bible, man? It's to hide the fact that we the Israelites, man. Verse 20, he have not dealt so with any nation. As for his judgments, they have not known him. Praise you, the Lord. So the Most High, man, ain't done with them other nations, man. As you said, they stole our records, man. They stole our books and, wrote themselves in and wrote us out, man. Try to write us out anyway. So he ain't doing with them like that, man. So, anybody says this ain't the so-called white man's book, man. I mean, it is white man's book. What they say. That's untrue, bro.
That's right.
Yeah, this is our book, man. The only reason they think it's his book, man, is because they use this book, man, to read certain verses out of it, which they cherry pick to.
They have made their own book. It was called the Slave Bible. Like you said, when they just put certain verses in there that they will use to, you know what I'm saying, like you said, to try to keep our people in the worshiping them and being good obedient slaves, man. You see that, and then they set up so-called black men being preachers to go around to these slave plantations to teach them certain scriptures that they taught them, you know what I'm saying, that they taught them to teach. And that's the same thing going on in these Christian churches today, man. That's why you have to go to their seminary school, their theology school to learn from them, to basically be indoctrinated, to go back into the black neighborhood to keep us being good, obedient slaves, man. So you watch that movie, Birth of a Nation, it shows that, Pat Turner, who was a real man that existed, they set him up as a black preacher to go around, you know what I'm saying, to these different slave plantations to get the rebellious slaves back in order, man. Till he started realizing, he started going into other scriptures that they wasn't teaching him, man. You know what I'm saying? That Turner realized what was going on, so he realized what he was doing. He was helping the white man keep his people enslaved. So, you know what I'm saying? He started that rebellion against our oppressors, man. That's why they try to write Nat Turner out of history. Even when that movie came out, man, that movie probably stayed in the theater no longer than a week. They already had got it up out of there, man. You don't hear anywhere no wars that I know of or nothing, man. But they don't want people to look at the men that rose up, you know what I'm saying, start fighting against them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they want you to look at people like Martin Luther King. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause Martin Luther King was basically, they say I think he was a part of the bootleg. I don't know if that's true or not, but you know what I'm saying? He was basically controlled by them. He ain't even right. They have a dream speech that was not even written by Martin Luther King. That was written by somebody else, man. He just spoke. You know what I'm saying? They want you to look at people like that. Even with Malcolm X, man, they don't like Malcolm X. That's why they don't really teach about them type of people in school. You know what I'm saying? Because they were rebelling and basically teaching against the so-called white man. But Martin Luther King was teaching us to join hands with the so-called white man. So they'll teach about him and promote him. But any so-called black man that talk against, you know what I'm saying, the white man and his system, they demonize him, man. Same way they demonize us to this day, man. The Hebrew Israelites who go out there and teach our people the truth, they demonize us, man. But they did that to Hamashiach back then. He said, what? The servant is not greater than his master. You know, he's our master. He said, if so, they demonize him, they persecuted him. We're going to have to, you know what I'm saying, go through that same persecution likewise, man. We had to go through the same thing, drink that same cup that, you know what I'm saying, Hamashiach Yahweh started drawing, man. They called him wicked. They said he was casting out demons by demons. You know what I'm saying? Same thing they say about us. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, we racist. We in a hate group. We in a cult. You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense, man. We in a hate group. We in a cult because we trying to, you know what I'm saying, bring our people back together, man. And we saying no other nation is allowed in it. That make us a hate group. Come on, man.
Come on, man. The so-called KKK, man. They a Christian group, man. Shit, they going around burning crosses and lynching motherfuckers and shit, but they still exist. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then you look at what's going on overseas, man. I mean, as long as Caucasian people rising up against their oppressors, man, or anybody that attacked them, the world's good with that, bro. The minute you hear about a so-called Israelite, black man, Hispanic, or whatever, man, rising up against their oppressors, man. As you said, they try to erase you out of history, man. My wife and I, man, we went to try to see that movie, Birth of a Nation, bro. I think they had it advertised, man, but as you said, bro, that shit came out in less than a week, man. So, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, it came down in less than a week, man. And really, all he was doing is rising up against our oppressors, man. I mean, the things they were doing to us back then, bro, and then to our people, but yeah, he turned around and did the same thing to them. Now he a bad guy. Now he a demon or whatever. He a bad guy. No, man. He was doing the same thing to you guys that you guys were doing to us back then. So, I mean, the way you guys spin it nowadays, I'm talking about the so-called Edomite. He should have been labeled a hero.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like we said, man, too, man. Like if we was to go out there and tell our people, man, that Thanksgiving represent the day that the so-called natives killed millions of so-called white people, I guarantee our people start celebrating it then, boy. They were like, what, man, that's the day the Native American Indians were killing white people. Oh, we shouldn't celebrate this day. This day is wicked. They'll stop, man. But because it's, you know what I'm saying, a day, we tell them this a day that the so-called white man was committing genocide and killing millions of Native Americans. They don't care about that because our people, like I said, our people only care about so-called white men. They only care about mouth. They don't give a damn about what happens with no other race, no other nation out there. As long as it ain't having a mouse, they okay with it, man.
That's why they try to make so many excuses for it, man. They find any kind of excuse they want. Like it was, I think it was last year. I was talking to this woman, and she said, she was like, well, show me in the Bible where you don't supposed to do it. So you go to precept, but it ain't gonna exactly say don't celebrate Thanksgiving. But she wanted me to showing her exactly that it's saying don't celebrate Thanksgiving. So I asked her, like, okay, it don't exactly say don't celebrate Thanksgiving, but it do say celebrate the Feast of Dedication, celebrate Passover, celebrate the Feast of Tabernacle. You see that in the Bible, and you're not doing it, but you would celebrate days that ain't in the Bible at all. So why not celebrate a day that's actually in the Bible? It's like in Mark. Mark 7, 8. Look at that right quick. And this how all people is. Like you said, they only care about what the white man say, and it's like they only want to save the white man.
Right.
Bring that out.
Hey, this is the book of Mark, chapter 7, verse 7. Howbeit in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrine the commandments of men. Verse 8. For laying aside the commandment of the Most High, ye hold the tradition of men as the washing of pots and cups.
And that's it. They lay aside the commandments of God and they hold fast to the tradition of man. We know Thanksgiving is a tradition of man, a wicked man at that. So you know Thanksgiving is not a tradition of man. The Passover, a commandment of God. You lay that aside. You celebrate Easter. The Feast of Dedication, that's a commandment of God. You lay that aside. You celebrate Christmas. All these different things, we lay aside the commandments of God so we can celebrate the tradition of the white man. And everything that they celebrate, he the one that came up with it. He the one that instituted. He the one that made it a law. And we happy to follow it. Like you said, we happy to serve master. And that's all it is. We happy to serve master. But we ain't happy to serve the ultimate master, the Most High God. We ain't happy to serve him, you know. So that's all it is. We love our oppressor.
That's right.
Con, man. I mean, Christians claim that they believe in Mashiach, Christ. Then you're supposed to be Christ-like, man. As you said, bro. We're supposed to be celebrating the Feast of Dedication, not Christmas, man. Christ celebrated the Feast of Dedication, man. You know what I'm saying? So those are the things you're supposed to be celebrating. He observed the Sabbath, man. They observe on Sunday. So it's like they're doing completely opposite of what the Most High told us to do. And then call themselves believers, man. It's just like, that's how you know it's a spiritual blindness on these people, man. Because how can you not recognize that he's telling you to do one thing and you doing the complete opposite of what the hell he said? You know what I'm saying? And then you're doing the things that was forced on us here in captivity, man. The things that were forced on us by oppressors. So you hold that in higher regards than what you hold the words of the Most High. So how is it that you think you're going to get to this little kingdom in the sky and these white fluffy clouds that you think the kingdom of heaven is? That makes absolutely no damn sense.
They don't think they got to keep the feast days anyway, man, because Paul said the law was done away with. So according to their understanding, man, Paul, I'm going to start calling Christians Paulites, man, because that's what they follow. You know, that's their God, man. They're not Christian. They don't follow Christ. You know what I'm saying? They follow Paul. You know, Paul said, be followers of me because I'm a follower of Christ. So Paul was following what Mashiach was doing, man. You know what I'm saying? But our people think that, we don't got to keep no commandment on. That was an old testament, old covenant. Paul said Old Testament is done away with, but Paul was keeping the feast days. Paul was keeping the law. Paul was walking, you know what I'm saying, according to the Torah, man. So they have no understanding of Paul. Go ahead, y'all.
And you know what's so crazy about that, though? That throughout the whole Testament, God gave his people the law and told them to follow all these laws. But in the New Testament, God said, you know what? I'm gonna do away with them, and I'm gonna choose these people I never had love for. Y'all can do whatever y'all want. You know, that's straight crazy, man. You had these people do all these things, and they couldn't do them. So you gonna get the other what you call heathens and dogs. And you know what? Y'all be my people. Y'all ain't gotta do none of that. Y'all can do whatever y'all want. Celebrate what you want to be what you want to be. You know, and I'm gonna let you into the kingdom. But the people that I chose that couldn't follow these commands, they can't get into the kingdom. That's so crazy, man. But like you said, these Paulites, they go read these scriptures and don't understand what they read, and man, they just run with it.
Come, man. Yeah, Paulites, man.
It's like you said.
You went out again, Zeke.
One out, can't hear you, Zeke.
Bad joke of me.
Yeah, that's all crazy, man.
Yeah. So yeah, man, we got our people, man. Bruh, we like we love ignorance, man.
Right now, Colossians 2 verse 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, bro, our people love this folly, man. bring out that Proverbs 1 verse 22. Yeah, chapter 1 verse 22.
Proverbs
1 verse 22. How about that? Verse 22. How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity?
That's right, man. Like we said, our people love following, man. I love people love following behind some simple stuff, man. Simple stuff like these pagan traditions, these pagan holidays. Our people love it, man. They love it to death. But to walk accordingly, according to the Most High God, according to how He wants you to walk, they don't love that. They just want to continue on, and they continue on being wicked, and they just have no regard for what the Bible said. But even though they claim to believe in the Bible, you know what I'm saying? But the Lord said our people are simple and they love simplicity. I mean, they love foolish things, man. You know that's talking about the black, Hispanics, and Native American, man. But we the only, our people are so stiff-necked and hard-headed, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what, like the Lord said, if He would have sent us to any other nation, they would have been the hearken and got right, man. But He said, I sent you to a stiff-necked and rebellious nation, man. And you know that's talking about Jake. Because black Spanish and Native American, if the Lord showed the people was them arrows over there, and they knew, and they was in captivity to the so-called white man, and they knew, and they found out that they was truly God showed the people, and the way that they can get out of the captivity and condition they in, it was to come back to their God. Man, they would have been got the hell up out of captivity. But our people, we fight against it. We the only we everybody wants to be God's chosen people, but God's chosen people, man. You know what I'm saying? We the only people that don't want to be the chosen people. All we want to be is equal to everybody. Every other nation is fighting to be above everybody. Every other nation is fighting, they want to be superior. You know what I'm saying? But we just want to march, protest, to be for equality, man. You know what I'm saying? When the Lord told us we are the greatest people on the face of this earth, man. You know what I'm saying? And we don't want that now, God. I don't want to be the best. We just want to be equal to the white man. You know what I'm saying? That's it, bro. Exactly. Our people are simple as hell, man. Yeah, man. Ezekiel.
Hey, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Hey, going to that article, man. Let's bring out some point of view that 6 Thanksgiving meals, I think. The last article that I sent you.
Con, let me pull it up. All right. So this is the dark truth behind the origins of Thanksgiving. Can you guys do it?
We hear you.
All right. So the real story isn't what you learn in school. This is by Christine Salaki, and it's dated October 30, 2023. Hold on, let me get it back. Says most Americans are taught the same story about Thanksgiving. That pilgrims sat together with Native Americans to share a meal and thank them for helping with a successful first harvest. Bonus points if the story you learn also includes an appearance from Squanto or a lesson in fertilizing crops with fish. The most popular retelling of the first Thanksgiving have been proven to be riddled with mistruths. While you may know that on some level, what's not often discussed is the truth about the holiday's history and effect it has on many Native Americans. So consider this, just that an updated history lesson. Learn why some people choose not to celebrate Thanksgiving, how you can support Native people during the holiday season and beyond. You probably have some vague idea that the Thanksgiving holiday is not quite the rosy picture you read about in school, but the real origins of the holiday are not clear cut either. We'll give you the best glimpse of what we know, but none that there's a lot of information to digest about this issue and a few supposed origins of the holiday, some of them conflicting. This is the most commonly researched and reported story. According to the New York Times, the Mayflower did, in fact, bring settlers from England to land which they colonized and renamed Plymouth, Massachusetts. In 1621, those pilgrims did hold a 3-day fest, which was attended by members of the Wampanoag tribe. However, typically, when these settlers had what they referred to as Thanksgiving, observances. They actually fasted. So this feast and celebration was known as rejoicing, according to the New Yorker. With that in mind, this meal actually being viewed as the first Thanksgiving is up for debate with experts. Though there might have been turkey or some other type of poultry served, there was no pie or mashed potatoes. As we have today. They would have probably had seafood as well as a Winnipeg dish called nana nanasong, a porridge made of cornmeal, which the settlers had adopted. As the Smithsonians point out, discussions of this event are often centered around the settlers, but Native Americans had been on the land for centuries before, and the story from their perspective obviously far predates that feast. When Europeans began coming to what is now known as the United States, about 4 years before the Mayflower arrived, they carried foreign illnesses which killed native people at an exceedingly high rates. That then made it easier for colonizers to take over these lands. There's also the fact that settlers came to the land to kidnap and sell Native Americans into slavery. This newly settled, the newly settled Europeans also did not invite the Native Americans to their feast.
See, that goes against what they
Most,
taught us in
most,
school. Because they taught us in school that, you know what I'm saying, that, you know what I'm saying, it was a feast day that they came together, you know what I'm saying, to celebrate together a godly feast. But it said so-called white man, the feast day that they was having, they didn't even really invite them. Why? Because they was celebrating this feast for them, you know what I'm saying, coming and being able to take control of this land, right? And I think it's going to go into, you know, only reason the Native American came over there because they was seeing gunshots going off or something. But yeah, you can go ahead, y'all.
all right. Oh, forgive me, I'm going to mispronounce his name. Usamaquin, leader of the Winnipeg tribe, had declared an alliance with the settlers, and members of the tribes were showing up to honor a mutual defense pact. They heard the pilgrims shooting their guns in celebration and thought they were in combat. After some talk, they decided to spend 3 days together and join a feast. But this type of coming together did not become a warm, fuzzy tradition as you may have been taught in school. From then on, pilgrims celebrated Thanksgiving in their traditional way of the fasting and praying, according to the New Yorker. Several times this happened because of the massacres of Native people, including in 1637 when Massachusetts colony governor John Winthrop declared a day of Thanksgiving after volunteers murdered 700 Peacock people.
So that's what Thanksgiving is really about, man. It's about them declaring a day of thanks for them, you know what I'm saying, coming and enslaving and murdering our brothers, man, the Native American Indians, our men, women, and children, man. That's why the white man, you know what I'm saying, created this day of Thanksgiving for them being able to overtake the North American Indians. And that was all biblical prophecy too. Bring it out that the so-called white man will come over here and, you know what I'm saying, conquer the Native American. Somebody bring out that Genesis 49 and 19.
I'll get it for y'all. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 49, and verse 19. Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last.
Right. So that was prophecy, man. This prophecy is speaking about in the last days, you know what I'm saying? When the so-called white man came over here to the American, Gad, who is the so-called North American Indians, man, that troop that overcame him was these so-called white people, man, the U.S. Cavalry, you know what I'm saying, the United States Army, man, that's that troop that overcame Gad, overcame our Northern Kingdom brother. But they say he shall overcome at the end, right? Meaning what? The end, the second coming of Christ. All the 12 tribes are going to get their revenge. All the 12 tribes are going to overcome all these wicked nations on this earth, man. So Gad is going to get his revenge for what was done to them when these Spanish conquistadors and these English colonizers came over to this side of the world. All right. Let's go back to the article.
God, did you want to get Isaiah 65, man?
Say what now?
I'm going to bring the Isaiah 65, verse 11 out for you too.
Oh, no, you, yeah, you break that down.
All right, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 65, verse 11. It says, "But ye are they that forsake the Lord, that forgot his holy mountain, that prepared a table for that troop, and that furnished the drink offering to that number. Therefore I would number you to the sword, and you shall all bow down to the slaughter, because when I called, you did not answer. When I spake, you did not hear, but did evil before my eyes, and did not choose that wherein I delighted not." All right, so basically it's talking about, our people basically giving in, man, they preparing a table for that troop. They partaking in his celebration, man.
Idolatry practices, man.
Man, going back to that Genesis 49, man, wherein Gad was overcame by a troop, man. That's what our people doing today, man. They preparing a table for that troop, man.
Right, because on the table you would do what? You bring offerings, man. So they offering when they bring offerings on these certain feast days, these pagan days, man. They're sacrificing their offering, sending their offerings to a false god, a false idol, man.
Precept.
Bring it up.
Amos 5, 21. Amos 5 and 21.
I got it.
And like you said, these tradition that they came up with, and like you say, when they have sit down and have their feast, they pretty much offering up, they sacrifice. And this how God feel about what they doing.
This is book of Amos chapter 5 verse 21. It says, I despise your feast days, and I would not spell your solemn assemblies.
So God tell them that he hate and he despise their feast days. So Thanksgiving is a feast day for them, and God tell them I hate this. 22.
Verse 22. Though you offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them. Neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts.
So like I just said, this is they prayers and they giving the thanks, they offering up to God. God said he won't regard these things. God is not accepting your prayers and your thanksgiving on this wicked feast day that you
That's
had.
right.
Read
verse 23. Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs, for I would not hear the melody of thy vows.
So all these feast days they having, the Thanksgiving, the Christmas, all these carols and songs that they, God is not hearing these songs. God is not hearing you singing to white Jesus, singing for white God. God ain't hearing these songs. Drop down to verse 26.
Verse 26. But ye have borne the tabernacle of Moloch, and showing your images, the star of your God, which ye made to yourselves.
So they made these are the gods that they made to themselves. When they sit down and they pray and they give thanks, they giving thanks to their God. They giving thanks to Caesar Borgia. They are not giving thanks to the Black Messiah. They are not giving thanks to the true God. So God ain't hearing their prayer. God ain't accepting this feast that they got. He ain't accepting their thanks. He ain't accepting nothing that got to do with their feast days. God's eyes are closed, his ears are shut.
Beautiful. You know he's not accepting these feast days, because even when you go through and read the history, man, they'll, the Lord wasn't even accepting the feast day, our feast days that we were supposed to be keeping. You know what I'm saying? Because we were trying to keep the feast days in the law, but we were being wicked. Well, you know what I'm saying? At the same time, we were worshiping other idols, and then coming back trying to make sacrifices and offerings to our God, man. So how much more now? We're not even trying to keep our feast day. We just willfully keeping the feast days of these other nations, man. So
for killing us.
Beautiful stuff.
Yeah.
Go back to that article.
This event is also cited as the first official mention of Thanksgiving ceremony, and another commonly cited origin story.
A lot of background noise.
You guys mute your mics, man. There we go. Various dates of the modern day Thanksgiving holiday have been declared since then and were celebrated by individual states. But it wasn't until 1863 when President Abraham Lincoln declared the last Thursday.
Hey, you'll speak up a little bit. I can't hardly hear you.
What about now? All right. Various states on Thanksgiving Day holiday have been declared since then and were celebrated by individual states. But it wasn't until 1863 when President Abraham Lincoln declared the last Thursday in November as a day of Thanksgiving. And the holiday, as we know, is stuck. The atrocities against Native Americans did not end with the diseases or massacres mentioned above. So seeing people celebrating the positive myth around Thanksgiving can be frustrating and painful for many, especially indigenous people. Combine that with the fact that some non-natives choose to dress up in things like headdresses in honor of Thanksgiving, which many see as a mockery of sacred dress.
We know that's how we used to do in school. I know when I was in school, growing up, they used to have us mimicking these plays or whatever. They used to have us creating these headbands, dressing up like Indians and pilgrims. They say that Native American look at that as a mockery.
However, like all groups, Americans are Thanksgiving. For example, the day of mourning.
You keep going in and out. Keep going in and out.
What about now? All right. However, like all groups, Native Americans are not a monolith and have different perspectives on Thanksgiving. For example, some tribes view the holiday as a national day of mourning. They see it as the day settlers came to their land, spurring decades of violence and mistreatment. Thanksgiving Day is a reminder of the genocide of millions of Native people, the theft of native lands, and the relentless assault on the native culture.
So just like we was going into, man, if you celebrate these days, you celebrating genocide, you celebrate centuries of, murders that the so-called white man did against the Native American Indian, man. And that's how, a lot of our Northern Kingdom brothers and sisters look at it, man. So they view this day as a day of mourning because it's a reminder to them what happened to them when the white people came over here, man. They brought all these diseases because there wasn't nothing over here. None of these diseases existed over here on this side till the so-called white man came over here. I think the only thing that they had to deal with was like the common cold. The so-called white man came over here and brought all these diseases over here. So you as a people, what would be so glorified, happy about Thanksgiving when you look back and see, man, what this man did to us and did to our people when he came over here?
Thanksgiving Day is a reminder of the genocide of millions of Native people, the theft of native lands, and a relentless assault on native culture, says the American Indian of New England. They marked the occasion as a day of mourning for 48 years. According to Native Hope, participants in National Day of Mourning honor Native ancestors and struggles of Native people to survive. Today is a day of remembrance and spiritual connection, as well as a protest of the racism and oppression which Native Americans continue to experience. Other people like Sean Sherman, founder and CEO of the Sioux Chief and author of the Sioux Chief Indigenous Kitchen, may also have complicated and painful feelings about the holiday, but are offering up new ways to observe it. He said the following in a piece for Time magazine, which you should absolutely read in full. The thing is, we do not need the poisonous pilgrims and Indian narrative. We do not need that illustration of past unity to actually unite people today. Instead, we can focus simply on values that apply to everybody: togetherness, generosity, and gratitude.
Now they going off on that. They trying to include trying to include everybody after they just said, went over the atrocities and all these things that the so-called white man brought over here when they came over here. Now all of a sudden we want to focus on values and including everybody, man. Nah, man. We ain't including everybody, man. Come.
People always want to include everybody, man.
Man. Oh, that's how we are, man. Everybody don't want to include you, man. These people don't like you. These people don't love you, man. These people hate you. especially Esau, man. Esau is the #1 enemy of the so-called Black, Hispanic, and the Native American man. You know what I'm saying? Like the Lord, we in the Lord movement, man. The Lord got 2 main characters, which is Jacob and Esau. You know what I'm saying? Those are the 2 main characters, and Esau is your #1 enemy. Out of all nations are our enemy, but Esau is the #1 enemy. Like it tell you in Ezekiel, bring that out, Ezekiel 35, verse 5. Ezekiel 35, verse 5.
I got that for y'all. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 35. It's because thou has had a perpetual hatred and has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore,
that's right, man. So it say, you know what I'm saying? They had a perpetual hatred. Perpetual. What does perpetual mean? Ongoing. You know what I'm saying? Everlasting. They got an everlasting hatred towards us, man. They shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, man. You know what I'm saying? The white man hate our goods all the way back during the time of Genesis, man. When Esau made that oath, he said that when the days of my father, when the morning days of my father are done, my father, you know what I'm saying, dies, you know what I'm saying, I'm a slay my brother Jacob, man. And he's holding true to that oath that he made, because he's been slaying and murdering us ever since by the force of the sword, just meaning the weapon, man. Whatever weapon he can use to murder us with, that's what he's been doing, man. That's how we know the so-called white man is Esau Edom, man. Because even though other nations hate us, who we can look at on the earth that hate us today? When we turn on the news, man, who we seeing shooting so-called blacks and Hispanics down with the gun, man? You don't too much see no Arabs doing that when you turn on the news. You don't too much see no Chinese doing that, even though we know these nations hate us, but you always see the so-called white man killing a unarmed black man, man. Why? Because they got a perpetual hatred towards us and they shedding our blood, man. We coming to the end of our calamity, man. We coming to the end of their rulership, and the Lord is getting ready to deliver his people from the hands of Esau, man.
God, you want me to get the next verse up?
Here you can.
All right, verse 6. Therefore, as I live, said the Lord, I will prepare thee into blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
Break it down.
God. So, I mean, as you said, he's getting ready to deliver us, man. That's why that's why you see all those wars and stuff, man, going on overseas now, man. He's gathering nations, bro, and he's getting ready to, basically turn them on to one another like he's doing. And since they hadn't hated blood, man, he's gonna shed plenty of their blood, man. When Yahweh Shah returns, man, it says his garment is gonna be bathed in blood, bro. Who they can talk about? The #1 person is the Edomites, man.
Right.
So since they hadn't hated blood, man, he's about to send his son back, and his son's gonna shed their blood, bro. And it's going to be up to the horse's brow, man. It's going to include the wicked. Unfortunately, our people are going to be in that #2, man. The ones that's joined with Esau, the one that's continuing in his ways and his bond set. But he's preparing the nations to come against one another, man. He's going to repay the things that the nations have done to us, bro. That #1 nation has been the Edomites, bro. That's the ones that's continually shedding our blood, man. From the time he sets foot on his soil, man, they've done nothing but shed the blood of Israelites, bro.
That's right. When we brought out of Egypt, who was the first nation to come against us in the wilderness? I think it was Amalek, wasn't it?
It was Amalek.
Yeah. Amalek, I think, was the first nation to try to come against us to prevent us from entering the land. When he raised war on us when we first came out of Egypt. Who is Amalek today? Amalek's are who we call the small heads, the ones that's in the land now, that's over there warring now in our land, man. The reason why there's war going on in the land now because the true people are not dumb, man. And those nations, those small hats, and those Israelites, Arabs was claiming to be saying they're Philistines, man. They don't want it. That land belongs to now one of those nations of people, man. That's why it's going to be continually be war in that land. So the Most High bring his people back, the rightful owners back to that land, man.
Con, man, and it's funny, man, that the Amalek is calling the Arabs Amalek, man.
Oh, I ain't even know that, so they calling them Amalek.
Calling them Amalek, man. That's what's funny about that.
Yeah. Hey, bring out that Psalm 50 verse 5, man.
Come on, man.
Psalm 50 verse 5. No, I mean Psalm 55 verse 20. So like 55 verse 20.
Psalm 55 verse 20. Hold on for a minute. This is book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 20. He hath put forth his hand against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant.
And that's what happened, man. When the so-called white man came over here, they so-called made peace treaties with the Native Americans, right? That they were going to live all this land together, that they was going to get along. So, you know what I'm saying? The Native Americans, they was at peace with the white man, you know what I'm saying? They wasn't looking to murder and kill them, but the white man broke that covenant. They always breaking covenant. Just like when they had on the island of Jamaica, man, when the Jamaicans were giving the so-called white man hell down there, when they you look up the history of the Maroons, man, they was giving the so-called white man hell. They was, you know what I'm saying, rebelling against them and fighting against their oppression. They were winning, man. So the so-called white man had to make covenant with them down there too, because they were losing that fight. But then the so-called white man broke that covenant too, man. Because the so-called white man is untrustworthy. You cannot trust this devil, man. That's why we call him the devil that the Bible speaks. So devil, which just means comes from the Latin word diablo, which just means deceiver, man. He'll deceive you like he had peace with you. He'll deceive you like he gonna make a covenant agreement with you. So you know what I'm saying, to be at peace. But then what? He gonna tell you what he does after he made that agreement in the next verse. Read that. Can't hear you out.
Verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
That's right, man. So he can't speak in those smooth words, man. He can't speak in that, man. We just want to come over here, you know what I'm saying? We just want to live peacefully amongst y'all. They even told them when they got over there, like, you know what I'm saying? So we want to worship y'all guys, take us to y'all temple where y'all worship y'all God. The reason why they did that, they knew wherever their temple was that they worship their God, they knew they had gold and treasure in those temples. So that's the only reason why they wanted them to show them the temples of their God, so they can rob them of those riches, man. Go ahead.
Verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
That was in his heart, man. His whole intentions for coming over here in the first place was to destroy the indigenous people of this land, enslave them, imprison them, rape, rob, and murder them. Man. That what was in his mind. That what the heart represented. That what was in his mind the whole time. When he came over, he wasn't coming over here to live peacefully among our brothers and sisters. Man. He was coming over here to straight destroy them, putting them to death, take their land. Man.
His words were softer than oil, yet they were drawn swords.
That's right, man. They were drawing swords, man. They came over here with the modern day sword, with the guns and everything, man, to commit genocide against, you know what I'm saying, our brothers and sisters, man. Bring out that Sirach 12 verse 6, man. But if our brothers and sisters would have knew this verse right here, hey, they would have knew what the deal was when they seen this damn devil, man. This is a powerful verse right here, man. I love this verse. Read that Sirach 12 verse 6.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 12, verse 6. For the Most High hated the sinners.
Not that one, verse 10. So like,
all right. Book of Sirach, chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemies.
Right.
For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
That's right, man. So they should have never trusted the so-called white man. When he made these so-called peace treaties with them, they should have never trusted that, man. You know what I'm saying? Because why? The so-called white man is their enemy, man. They should have seen, they already had seen what he was really doing and what he was about. So they should have never agreed or came into agreement to make, you know what I'm saying, any type of peace treaties with this damn devil, man. Right? The Lord said, never trust our enemies, man, right? We should never trust the so-called white man, right? Look at his track record, man. He don't have a track record that when you look at that he could be trusted with me. We should never trust him. Look what he did to the Native American Indians. Look what he did to the Tuskegee men, to the men up there in Tuskegee, man. They trusted the damn devil when he told them he was treating them for bad blood and he injected them with syphilis, man. You know what I'm saying? Our people still trusting this damn devil to this day, man.
Hey, man, look, I mean, more recently than that, man, the so-called jab that he forced everybody to take more recently than that.
The mosquito bite, you know.
Yeah, the mosquito Now you got everybody coming out with this, heart problem, heart attacks, man, strokes and cancer and shit, man. I mean, you should know from history, man. History repeats itself. You're supposed to learn from it, man. They ain't never
That's
they ain't never meant us any good, bro. And then you're gonna go
right.
stand in line and take that mosquito bite, man.
Come.
And then what's funny about that is that the people that manufactured the damn thing didn't have to take it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Federal court judges and they staff didn't have to take it. White House staff didn't have to take it. So why is it that everybody else had to take this shit, man?
Come.
And then
Cause who they wanted to be the main people that take it, man. They always say we need the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to take the mosquito bite. We were the main people that they wanted to come into these these hospitals and get this mosquito bite. Why is that, man? Why y'all care? Y'all ain't like they do not care about us that much, man. And they don't care about people's health that much. They the ones that putting these diseases out there, man. Like these people give a damn about your health, man. If they gave a damn about your health, why ain't you know what I'm saying? Patients with cancer getting treated for free. Why ain't patients with AIDS, HIV getting treated for free, man? You know, these people don't give a damn about your health, man. The hospital, that business right there is a multi-billion-dollar business, man. They gotta have you sick in order for them to keep on prospering, man. They ain't trying to get you healthy, especially when it comes to our people.
Yeah, man. I mean, look at what they did to Dr. Sebi, man. He was curing all types of diseases, bro. He was
naturally with herbs.
Naturally, man. And then what the FDA do to him up in New York, man, suing him. They brought a lawsuit against him, man. So everybody's actually able to cure these particular diseases, man. All of a sudden, they got some regulatory agency coming after of them. They've been sued or they mysteriously wind up dying, man, or something. You know what I'm saying? As you said, bro, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, man. If they can't keep you sick, they losing out on money, man. They not trying to cure you, man. They trying to give you this Band-Aid to pacify you to keep you coming back, man. Even with the doctors, man. If you wind up being cured of the diseases, man, the doctor's gonna lose money too, man. Not just the pharmaceuticals. So it's all tied together, man. So I mean, there was an individual, man, in Texas. I think I covered this on one of the other videos, man, that he did a study, man, found out that individuals who had cancer were lacking certain peptides in their urine and their blood. And then healthy individuals had an abundance of this stuff, man. So he got permission to extract the peptides from healthy individuals' blood and urine, and to whatever he did to extract it to put it in his patients who had cancer, man. Wound up curing cancer, man. Regulatory agency came after him, man. So everything that can actually cure you these particular diseases, man, they come after the people that has a natural cure, and they try to, prosecute them or something, man, to stop that, man. To keep you on these particular these drugs is killing you, man. So, as you said, like the scripture said, man, never trust our enemies, man. Ever since we got in here, man, they've been trying to find ways to destroy us, man. You know what I'm saying? It started as soon as they stepped foot here, man. They started with our Northern Kingdom brothers, man. They brought us over here too, man. But hey, man, we're resilient people. You know what I'm saying? The Most High ain't never gonna do with his people, man. So
that's right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you did that to any other nation, I guarantee you, man, you did that to any other nation people, if one of the Israelites, man, that those other nations, as you said, they would have been repentant, man. They would have been out of here. They wouldn't be sitting down, man, celebrating the destruction of their people, man. You don't see the Japanese, man, celebrating the bombing of Hiroshima and not like that.
Right. Good point.
And you ain't going to see the so-called Palestinians, man, celebrating what's going on with the genocide that's been committed against their people over there either. It's only the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans who join with their president celebrating their own destruction, man.
That's right. Right. Bring out Revelation 18, verse 4. You got some Tobias?
Nah.
Oh, read that Revelation 18, verse 4. Hey, somebody got a lot of noise. I don't know.
Hey, mute your mic, guys. All right, so this is Revelation chapter 18, verse 4. It says, "And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins." And
Right, man. So that's what we telling our people. That's what the angels, you know what I'm saying, when the Lord bring that deliverance for his people, you know what I'm saying, he calling the elect out of, you know what I'm saying, out of the land of America. That's what it means to come out of her, my people. Meaning what? Angels, they're gonna send the sound of the trump, and the elect are gonna, you know what I'm saying, be called up in the chairs. So the white man called UFO, but that was the chairs of the Lord. So they're gonna physically come up out of this place. But before you physically, in order to physically come up out of this place and be delivered from this place, you got to first spiritually come out of this place. Meaning what? Come out of the ways, come out of following this place, America, you know, and these traditions that our people love so much. We got to stop following after these traditions. Come out of the mind frame of America, out of Babylon the Great, right? So we be not partakers of her players, right? What's gonna be that final ultimate player, man? That lake of fire, man. Thermonuclear missile, man, is gonna destroy America. That's written in the scripture, man. That's written in prophecy. That's why we believe in this book, man. This book is a book of history and prophecy, man. And everything that the Lord said was gonna happen, it happened, man. That's how we know this is a true book inspired by the Most High, man.
Come, man, you got to come out of her religion too, man. A lot of them, they hardcore Democrats, Republicans, whatever. And it's two sides of the same coin, bro.
Two-headed snake, man.
Two-headed snake, man. I mean, it don't matter who you vote for, man. The only thing that's going to change the condition that we in, man, is to come out of these law, statute, commandments, bro.
That's right. Go along with it. Get that Lamentation 4 verse 17, man. Like you said, ain't an election year coming up next year anyway? Supposed to come up next year. When the next election year? I don't be keeping up.
I don't keep track of that.
24.
Yeah,
it's an even number.
Oh, it is.
It's an even number. Yeah, it's an even year. Yeah, it should be 24.
Every 4 years. I'm trying to say the 4 years.
Yeah.
Who was Joe Biden elected into office?
I don't know, but yeah, I'm thinking it's 24 though. It should be.
Yeah, I'm thinking election year next year. I think, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, it should be.
If we mistaken, you know what I'm saying. It's a lot.
I don't keep track of that.
Yeah, me neither, man. But like you said, man, our people can, you know what I'm saying, continue to stay in these politics, and especially the black people. They look at you, if you tell them you ain't a Democrat, they look at you all crazy as hell, man. Like I said, every 4 years when our people continually going into these vote booths and vote for these, electing these officials, man, thinking that something's gonna change. And whatever changes, man, in our community, not a damn thing, man.
And notice something too now. Every 4 years, that's the only time that they act like they care about black people. Notice that thing now. Now you got like these rappers and all these people starting to promote Trump now. It's the only time they really think they act like they care about black people. Every time the election starts to come up.
Well,
yeah, that's when they start talking reparations and stuff like that, man.
And after that, you don't see from hear from them no more. Long as they get that so-called black vote, which I don't believe, man. I believe, me personally, man, when it comes to voting anyway, man, I believe all that just illusion, man. They already know who they're gonna put in office.
Oh yeah.
You know, so they just give you that illusion that you partook in voting for the next president. So whenever that person that they put in there do something that you don't like, they're gonna say, well, hey, you the one who voted them in there. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, they be telling you.
Keep going in and out.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, you keep going in and out.
All right, no, I was saying, man. Yeah, they be saying, man, if stuff not going your way, man, they ask you if you vote. Like, nah, man, I ain't vote. Well, you know, you should have voted there, man. It don't matter who you vote for.
Yeah, exactly.
You know
exactly.
Right. I'll say again.
We always been voting the wrong way.
Come. Say what you had to say.
Yeah, I said, but that's that imagination that we talking about.
Yeah. Well, y'all heard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man. We ain't supposed to be putting nobody above us who's not our brother anyway, man.
Deuteronomy 17 said, if you would say anybody over you, it's supposed to be one of your own nation, man. And nobody we ever had over here in the land of America was of our nation, man. I don't think, you know what I'm saying, what the name, Barack Obama, he was, I think he was a Hemite. You know what I'm saying? Bringing that out, the limitation.
Which verse you wanted up?
4 verse 17.
All right, this is the book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 17. As for us, our eyes have as yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
That's right, man. That's what we do, man. When we go into the voting booths, man, we going in there, vote for these different nations of people, electing them, electing these officials, putting them in office as mayors, as governors, as presidents, as vice presidents, man. We thinking that once we elect this one time, now we know the last one and the other previous ones didn't do nothing to help save our nation. But this one right here, bro, you heard what he said, man. You heard their campaign, man. They're gonna help save us, they're gonna help put us in being equal to everybody else, man. And we wait for a nation that's not going to save us, man. And that goes, the Lord said nobody's going to be able to save us, man. We in this captivity. Why? Because it's only set for Hamashiach Yahweh to come deliver us out of this captivity. Ain't no president going to deliver the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American man, no matter who the president is. So it's a waste of time going and vote for these different officials, man. They're not being put up to help our nation, man. These people don't give a damn about us, man.
Nah, man. I mean, their intent, man, is to not only enslave us, man, but to enslave the whole world. So they just put people in there, puppets that's going to do their bidding, bro. You know what I'm saying? Which is, really, they doing a bidding of the Most High. But the elite think that they in control, so they doing a bidding, man, which is to bring about what they call they new world order, man. They fourth industrial revolution, man. Where they want to merge man with technology. They want to make this a surveillance state. You know what I'm saying? So they putting people in office who are going to help them do that, man.
100% right.
Yeah, man. I think our people think that they vote for people that have their best interests in mind, man. These people don't got your best interests in mind, bro.
Right,
we still getting shot down the streets, man. We still at the bottom of society, bro. And then, you look at, what's happened recently within the last, 2 years, man. How long they've been saying about giving so-called Black people reparations, man. But in 2 years, man, they done said how many billions overseas, bro?
Hey, those count, man. Look at all them billions they've been sending to Ukraine, man. And now they done shifted that to the small heads. That's why Ukraine is getting upset now, because they saying they saying that they losing. We believe they was losing from the jump, but they saying, man, since these other nations, mainly America, is not funding them, and they'll want no more. Like they looking at America like, okay, y'all forgetting about us, so we'll fight against the Russians. Y'all done shifted all y'all attention to over there amongst in the Middle East now. So they get, pissed off about that. But we took, like I said, from sending billions to Ukraine. Now we sending billions to the small heads, which we send them billions of dollars each year.
Anyway. Yeah. So, man, what the scripture said, none shall serve restored, man. So those guys, those small hats, man, they over there getting billions yearly. Now they getting more money, man. So that's another cut right there, because they ain't fitting the scripture with regards to that, man. Because if they were the true people, man, they wouldn't be getting billions a day, billions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? Nobody be trying to restore those guys, man.
Yep. We just want to make it clear too. We ain't on nail one of their side. We're not on the small head side. We're not on the so-called Palestinian side, man. We on the lower side. You know what I'm saying? This is what we stand with, man. You know what I'm saying? We don't stand with no other nation. We stand with our Messiah and our power, man, which is Yahweh.
Oh man,
keep going in and out.
Nah, I said they don't care, man. They try to twist your words anyway, man. As you said, bro, we don't stand with nobody but the Most High and Yahweh Shai. We ain't trying to promote no violence or nothing like that, man. We just trying to educate and wake up our people. You know what I'm saying?
That's it. Bring out that Micah 2 verse 10 real quick, man.
You got it up?
Yeah, I got it. The book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction.
That's right, man. So that's one thing, you know what I'm saying? We trying to make our people realize, man, America is not, we was not brought over here to rest. We were not brought over here to have peace. We were not brought over here on a vacation on cruise ships, man. We were brought over here on cargo slave ship to serve a punishment, to serve captivity, to serve slavery for a point in time till we get our minds right, till we repent and we come back to the Most High God, man. So we got to come out of the ways, we got to come out of the philosophy, we got to come out of the mindset of this place, man, and come back to the ways of the Most High God, man. Because we don't, we're gonna get destroyed in this land, man. So that's it, man. That's it. If y'all brother got anything else y'all want to bring out before we end?
I'm good.
Anything y'all want to say? You want to say something? Good, brother Tobias.
Good.
All right. So with that, man, we say shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.